What is good with my Nerd Mafia? Chef Boy, he's cute here, and today we're bringing you something just a little bit different. I have done a Justice League rewatch. No, not the movie, but the series that we all grew up with. Yes, a Justice League rewatch, and I'm going to bring you the highlights of season 1 for this time, and the LBC, the league's biggest chump, and the MVL, the most valuable leaguer of season 1. Let's get to it. Season 1 highlight number 1, you know I had to talk about the nerve of them. The nerve of them to put a black man on trial in episode number 4. My favorite Green Lantern, John Stewart, is put on intergalactic trial, and look at all his homies turn cold on him. Is this the resilience of the Lantern Corps? Get me out of here. The setup is he actually thinks that he's committed this crime, and my boy is willing to go down with dignity about what he's done. How the story is told off the rip is that he took homeboy right here, operation down right here, took the engine out. Tactical genius. You're going nowhere without that engine, buddy. Crash landing right here. So he defends himself, and it deflects off the shield and runs into a volcano on a neighboring planet. And kablooey. There's your crime. Now, the seasons were structured a little different back in that day, so we would have 2 or 3 episodes of the same story and then continue on with the season after that. Highlight 2 comes from the same story, but the second episode of which. This is a point in the season that I just had to point out, man. Hawk Girl takes on the Lantern Corps. This is one I had to put down as one of the multiverse's most one-sided beatdowns in history. And it looks like we got a backyard style brouhaha boiling in the law. The bodacious babe with the wondrous wings taking on 4 of the Lantern Corps' finest. We want a nice clean bout here, so that means no mace and no glowing rings. You got it? Oh, we've got a dick, and we've also got one hell of a fight coming up. Let's get it started as the Green Wolverine wants his first, and with the uppercut. Left hook. Uppercut again. My word, what a world where you get a 2-piece and a biscuit from a hot woman. Thank you, Dick. The round mound of beatdown steps in, looking to even the score, and look at that, and now it's a good old-fashioned free-for-all. Falco was flung into the signage as Winnie Man steps in and gets himself tossed. Yeah, now she's just whipping every tail that steps into the fray. Every tail, and she shows off the reflexes here, ducking one lantern and punching the other through the glass. What do you think? 30 feet on that punch? I'd say at the least 40. Look at where she's standing, Dick. Falco leads from behind the ball and takes a slugger to the face as Winnie Man gets thrown again. My God, this dame's unstoppable. I can't imagine a woman beating me like this anywhere other than bed. Gotta watch your metaphors there, Dick. The ball-headed lantern gets ping-ponged around the arena, and utter bedlam has finally broken loose as the patrons have been disturbed. And this fight is over. Yeah, but I gotta point out one thing right there when Ball Boy fell into the table. Guy right here is extra clutch, saving the drinks, I gotta tell you that. Now we fast forward like 10 minutes in the show, same episode, where revelations abound as the truth finally comes to light. This man here is a liar. Hawk Girl again for the W, as she and Superman will find a machine that was able to fool a galactic judicial council, making them believe that our Green Lantern had destroyed the planet in his line of work. Had this plan worked, then we would have lost 2 leaguers that day. Yes, that's how this galaxy solved their lawyer problem. If you choose to defend somebody in court in this galaxy and lose, then you will suffer the same sentence. Yes, my dear Nerd Mafia, Green Lantern and the Flash would have been put to death had it not been for the work of Hawk Girl and Superman, but mainly Hawk Girl. Those highlights take place in episodes 4 and 5 of the show. Highlights 1 and 2 kind of got jumbled up because they were mixed up in the same story, but highlight 3 stands by itself. Batman. Boy Bruce with the silver tongue at episode 9. Dismantling a team of 7 villains with his hands tied behind his back. Literally. As soon as the doors closed, the smooth talk opened up. He got to talk about, hey Grundy, how much they paying you? Grundy get paid enough. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. But is it as much as him? Me paid as much as that monkey? Preposterous. And there it is. Got him, coach. This is what we call dissension in the team. With just 2 words, he got them fighting each other down there. Got my boy light-skinned Lex Luthor going through it. He got morons on the team. He got cancer. Everything hurt right now. You 2 down here fighting each other. Who's watching him? So then light-skinned Lex decide he gonna switch up the game and put Cheetah Girl, Cheetah Sister on him down there to watch. And yeah, you know, she played tough for like 4 or 5 seconds, but you know what I'm saying, it's the bat hole up over here. You know know I be catching villains. I got a thing for cats, you know what I'm talking about, baby. My boy put that pop collar on and laid his game down on the floor. She start getting interested. He say cats ain't the only thing curious. Had her like, whoa, let me find out you a freak. Got her down there singing sweet nothings now. He talking about everybody else when they see you, they see your behind. And I just see a mind that's been through so much. My boy be baternizing with the enemy, I swear, man. So her turn to watch went up and then they put the Joker on him. And we all know the Joker tried to kill him. Grundy steps in just in time to save Batman. And Batman tells him, thank you so much. If you didn't come when you did, you probably would have killed me. A glass of water, please. I'm so parched. So Grundy makes a move that's seemingly harmless, but it turns into the end of the operation with that move right there. Hawk pull into the electronics, and here comes the chest.
Johnny's the bat. Pinpoint my location to send the team.
So then we fast forward to the end of the episode where Superman getting smacked, and then he's saved by who? The Ultra Humanite. Yeah, I know, the most powerful man in the universe getting saved by a monkey. Then oddly, after hitting light-skinned Lex with his patented double crossover move, he surrenders and comes along quietly. And then finally at the end we find out that this is just another cleverly laid plot by the Bat Freak himself. And all he had to do was tell him, I'll double whatever Luthor is paying you. Ain't no honor among thieves, my boy. Now this next one isn't a highlight from one episode per se, but there is one thing that I did want to point out that was an overarching thing throughout the entire season. 2 for 1 here actually, because as we see Superman and John getting hauled off into a tractor beam, I want to talk about the relationship that they frame between Hawkgirl and Green Lantern. And call me a softie if you want to, but rewatching it with adult eyes this time, they got a little bit testy and a little bit frisky with each other at different points throughout the season. On the other hand, 16 episodes in, I found myself saying quite a few times, Superman keeps getting beat up. And don't worry, I'll get to that Martian fella at the end of this. Superman fans, is this your king? Chained up and abused? I couldn't find too many episodes where Superman just dominated the situation like he was supposed to. And yes, I know, I understand that this is not comic book Superman with the infinite power, so don't kill me in the comment section. This is simply a breakdown of what I watched through the first season of this series, and man, look at him. He's a damsel in distress right now. You can't tell me nothing different. Peter Piper picked a pepper, but he picked the wrong time to get up right here. He realized quickly that he wasn't in Kansas anymore. I have no idea why the writers decided to do Superman like this. But I guess an always unstoppable force makes it a problem for good writing and good storytelling. But that's my problem with the character in the first place. Back to the love boat as we swing over to find Hawkgirl and Green Lantern in a tight situation. And the writers really made it a point to have them go through several lover squirrels throughout the season. Most interactions they had with each other was kind of like that, you know what, why don't y'all just get it over with type of energy. Even right here as they arguing in the back of bro's ship, he was just like, hey, do you two need a room real quick? They ain't even here, bro. They just kept at each other. Then we come to highlight number 6, and let me tell you, boy, the stones that the writers had back in the day, my word. This is a depiction of Hugh Hefner, and I just thought that this was hilarious. He came out and gave Wonder Woman the once over like, say, baby, I could change your life. Kissed her hand and then whisked her away into the playbook. I mean, whatever they're calling this mansion in this series. I am quite certain that some of my younger viewers have absolutely no idea who Hugh Hefner is, so I'm not going to explain it to you either. Just go ahead and look him up. Highlight number 8 is what I felt was a gross misuse of Vandal Savage. Yes, Vandal Savage goes back in time and rewrites history, and somehow Batman's parents still die. Unbelievable. This is what the MCU would call a canon moment. But this time he's the Batman leading La Resistance against a Vandal Savage that has ruled the world since World War II. And this is where you see my biases really creeping in, because I just feel like they should have used Vandal Savage to take up an entire season, not just 2 or 3 episodes. Anyhow, this Vandal Savage has killed Hitler and taken over the Nazi regime and given them futuristic technology to fight the Allied powers. He has discovered a wormhole into the past and sent a laptop to himself full of futuristic weaponry to lead the Third Reich. This, along with plans to take over the world, for he considered this his last and best chance to do so. Nah, I don't think Vandal Savage would have been short-sighted enough to think that the Justice League wouldn't have made it through the wormhole too. He's just too smart for that. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me to hand out the awards for the first season. One's good, one's bad, and there's only 2. Maybe there's more next season, maybe there's not. LBC, Lee's biggest chunk for season 1, and there was a large debate between me, myself, and I who it would be. whether it would be Flash or whether it would be Superman, but I just had to settle on this guy. Martian Manhunter was just so overwhelmingly underwhelming that I just couldn't get him out of my head. I tried to remove my biases, and I remember thinking he was a punk back then when I seen this as a kid, but watching it again, same feeling. In that scene right there, you just seen a telepath get telepacified, and then this one right here, in the 1940s, I don't know how you catch a Martian, but they did it. You don't even gotta take my word for it. Just go back and watch the show and you'll see how many times the Martian Manhunter just got purely abused.
John, don't!
Last and most assuredly not least, it's time to hand out the MVL, Most Valuable Leaguer, for season 1. And for this, the criteria came down to not just who saved who, when, or how many times they saved people. Wonder Woman shined a lot, even put a whipping on Superman. Hawkgirl, I think, definitely whipped the most villain ass throughout season 1. But neither one of them had MVP moments like our winner had. John Stewart, Green Lantern. And when you're choosing MVL, you just can't go with stats and records. It's the storylines and the moments that win you this award here. As you see John Stewart in military attire, bereft of his ring, getting the job done. Multiple times throughout season 1, his ring either lost power or he lost it. And he just went directly at the situation like no ring, no problem. Punching racist jarheads in the mouth, putting them right where they belong, in the dirt. Boy, I don't need that ring, I still put these paws on you. He proved time and time again that with or without that ring, he was gonna get the job done. Last episode of the Vandal Savage arc, he takes out 2 guards and ups the banger on Vandal himself. I can't kill you? Alright, I can stop you though. Open fire on them driving controls and he was ready to go down with that ship like Captain America. This is what we call an MVL moment here because my boy is up against it right now. Nobody else on the team was put in these type of situations and came out on top like he did. He pretty much single-handedly monkey wrenched Vandal's plans here. And yeah, he gets saved by Hawkgirl at the end, but you know, we're not really worried about that. We're worried about what he did to thwart the plans in the first place. So there you have it. Things that stuck out to me on my season 1 Justice League rewatch. Sorry to all my Martian Manhunter fans, but he just had to hold that LBC for season 1. And John Stewart Green Lantern is the MVL for season 1. Yes, I am doing season 2 and I will be doing Justice League Unlimited just after I finish that one. Stay tuned to catch all of this on Man Cave Media. I have been Chef Boy, he's cute. Please give me the disclaimer. Full disclosure, I do not own the rights to any of the content referenced to in this video and did not contribute to its creation in any form or fashion. Please support the official release. All of this is opinion smattered with a tad bit of fact. Please like, share, and subscribe. Peace.